Hello, this is Judge Neo and welcome to Chronicle. Today we're going to be discussing the upcoming Legends of the game which will be arriving in the next couple of months or so, Morvan. Details so far are sparse and scattered around Jagex's various media channels, but when we pull them all together we can get a pretty good idea of what Morvan will be like. But before we talk about that, let's quickly discuss who and what is Morvan. Like the existing Legends, Morvan is a character from RuneScape 3 as opposed to old school RuneScape, and he takes the form of an Elven Slayer Master. Specifically, Morvan was introduced into the game with the Prithernus update in 2014 and has since been the highest level Slayer Master in the game. Alongside his general slaying duties, he was also the head of intelligence for an assassination group in the game's Elven questline. So between slaying creatures, spying on enemies and quietly killing them off, he's a pretty badass character and he'll be a welcome addition to Chronicle. So what can we expect? Well, thanks to the recent Summer Summit, we know for certain that two new game mechanics will be introduced: Aggressive and Slayer tasks. Aggressive is a new creature trait. Like you might expect, it makes the card hit you before you hit it. This brings a whole new way to introduce risk into the game, as it basically means you're guaranteed to take a hit from a monster before getting a shot at it. The very introduction of this means that cards such as Dr. Fenkenstrain will suddenly become much more useful. So far, we have been shown two new cards with this feature. The first is the Ironworth Hellhound. Hellhounds will be familiar to anyone who has played RuneScape, but the Ironworth bit refers to the name of Morvan's clan, meaning that this fire beast is basically his pet. This card gives us a pretty good idea of what to expect from other aggressive monsters, with its high attack and high rewards. Having only 2 life points, no one is really going to struggle to take this thing down, but you are guaranteed to take 5 damage from it. This means it's very similar to Mimic, which is another early game card with a large gold reward and a similar cost to play. There are differences though. First, obviously, you get a little more gold when you play the Hellhound, but you will also be taking damage instead of health, meaning that you can protect yourself with armour. And because it's a creature card, you could kill it with something like Cave Slime or Barricade to not take any damage at all. Get grief though, and this thing is going to hurt badly. The other thing to notice about this card is it's a beast type. Beasts are something we can expect to see a lot more of with the introduction of Morvan, as we can see from the next card. Guard Dog is the second monster that we've been shown for Morvan. Again, it's an aggressive, early game beast with a gold reward, but with the card effects of drawing another beast with 5 more attack, such as the aforementioned Hellhound, or something like a Dagannoth Sentinel. You can probably see that Morvan is going to have a lot of options to play beast tribally. Morvan will also have the ability to add aggressive to other monsters on the board, which brings grieving to a whole new level in the game. Get hit by the aggressive Jad, you're probably going down. Morvan might also have the ability to add aggressive to his own monsters in exchange for some reward buff of some kind, like, for instance, temporary attack, extra gold, or a stronger weapon. One of the things that Jagex have said about Morvan is that he complements the general card pool better than any other legend out there, so seeing card effects like this would be a nice addition. On the subject of complementing the general pool, Morvan brings another new gameplay mechanic: Slayer. Slayer is one of RuneScape's most popular skills and has been talked about in Chronicle for some time. In addition to the new cards, we can also expect to be earning Slayer XP, leveling up and completing challenges for titles and emblems, in the same way as we currently do for magic attack and smithing. In terms of gameplay, Slayer means Slayer tasks, which are essentially a major boost to tribal decks. 2 cards have been teased so far, starting with Woven Carapace. Straight away you can see that this card is very different to any card currently in the game and potentially very powerful. Slayer cards give a reward based on how many of a particular type of monster you have killed in the game so far. In this case, it's 3 armor per cow fight. This is huge, as it is really easy to slaughter a large number of cow fights in a game, and many decks already include cards such as Caliphate Emissary and Caliphate Soldier. Add a couple more types in a deck and you can quite easily be killing 6 Caliphites in a game, meaning that this card in a single slot would be worth a whopping 18 armor for 0 gold. Think about that for a moment. 18 armor is huge, and the only cards in the game that can provide more than this are Court Beast, Animated Armor and Ice Nihil, and even then only situationally, and are all Raptor class only. 18 card in a single slot is more than Certification, which is a 3-cost diamond card and requires you to be in mortal range. Back in closed beta, the Kalphite tribal deck was pretty powerful and quite popular, and this card alone can make it competitive again. The second Slayer-Tusk tease is Strength in Numbers, which causes you to draw more goblins. On the face of it, this doesn't seem particularly good, as who wants more goblins anyway, and well, I think you'd be right. You could combo it with a card like General Warface, but unless goblins get a buff of some form, I doubt this will see much use. Slayer-Tusk won't be unique to Morvan, but he will have more of them than any of the legends, in the same way that Mortal isn't unique to Vanescula, but she has far more Mortal cards than any of the legend or the general pool. That's all the confirmed information we have so far, but we can make some pretty good guesses of what other content there is in store. For instance, Morvan's an elf, so it's pretty safe to say we'll get some more Earthen cards, and we'll also probably get some Crystal technology. At the moment, the only Crystal card we've got in Chronicle is the Crystal Flask, but we can probably expect some more, such as the Crystal Bow, Crystal Ward, or some Crystal Armour. Characters from the Morning Zen series of quests are also fairly likely, not just elves, but also humans from Camp Tyras or the City of Ardougne. Alongside this, Jagex has released a bunch of awesome card art that has yet to find its way into the game, some of which may well become Morvan's cards. We have the Abyssal Sire from OSRS, Arav from the Varrock questline, the Barrow's brothers Ahim and Torag, Legio Quartus from the Temple of Ascension, Zarador the Bandosian Commander, as well as the Bandos and Zamorak Godswords, and Har-Arkan, which is a Tazar Lava Kraken, as well as the QBD Queen Black Dragon and the Giant Poisonous Spider Axel. Well, that's it. That's all we've got time for in this video. But if you like what you saw, or you think I missed anything, drop a comment in the section below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more Chronicle content coming soon.